So the market is going to be changing. It's going to be changing quickly. So what does that mean for you if you're going to be looking to buy a home, sell a home, or renew your lease? We'll explore those options. Let's go. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Andre Holloman, also known as Andre CT Realtor. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel where we talk all things real estate here in Connecticut. And let's get back to the conversation. Since COVID, we've seen the strongest and most demand for housing since the early 2000s. If you have a friend, relative, or co-worker who's been in the market in the past 3 years, I'm pretty sure you've heard the stories of what it's taken to actually compete in this market. Buyers have had to go over asking price. They've given up contingencies to get the home that they're looking for. And we also have had the other side where people are just lost, where they haven't been able to get the home that they want. They've been outbid. There's been more cash in the market, and they just haven't been able to compete to get the home that they're looking for. We've also had sellers who said, hey, I'd love to sell and take advantage of the market, but if I do sell, where am I going to be moving to? Because the prices are ballooning so fast, they may not be able to either compete within that market because there's too many buyers, or I don't want to sell my home and then be stuck and be homeless. So we've had people on both sides of the table who've been affected by what's happened in the housing market since COVID. So the Federal Reserve decided to get into the middle and say, hey, let's try to stabilize the markets because it's progressing. It doesn't seem to have an ease at hand. And they said, let's raise the interest rates. So let's talk about how that's actually going to affect everybody going forward. So the game plan matters as a buyer. Even though we're still, especially in Connecticut, we're still in a seller's market because the inventory is still at a shortage and we don't have as many homes coming on the market as we need to support the demand. The price points and what you're looking for in your home matters. So if we're able to set the right expectations and do the right things for you first, before we even start looking for a home, cleaning up your credit, make sure you're getting the best loan terms possible, and you have the best interest rate available at the time, that would allow you to be able to look at the market from the position that you need of dominance. And then we'll actually set the right game plan and strategy for you to be one of the successful buyers purchasing your new home. So if you're a buyer, and if you're a buyer in the market, you've been able to weather the storms, weather the storms of the multiple offer situations and going out and looking, decide maybe let's take a break and see where things are going. Maybe now it's time to start actually getting back into the market, because as the interest rates start going up, there's going to be less competition. So that may actually work in your benefit. If you're a buyer looking to actually get into the market, this is the actual time for you to start doing the homework now. And let's explain both of those for you. So if you're a buyer in the market, biggest thing you want to do right now is you want to stay in constant contact with your lender. You want to make sure that you know exactly where the interest rates are compared to the payment that you're looking to stay within. Your budget matters. That's the first thing you actually want to take care of when you're even starting the process out. You want to know what your monthly amount that you want to spend on the home is going to be, because as the interest rate changes, you still live in the payment, and the payment is the number one thing that matters. So now, as the interest rates go up, you may be going to different price points and price levels depending on your taxes, the insurance, etc., which the lender will actually go over with you. But you want to make sure that you marry the actual payment. You don't want to marry the price. So as those things change, it may change the type of home that you're looking for, may change the type of neighborhood that you're looking in. You want to be in constant contact with your realtor so that you know exactly where you're going to be falling and what those price ranges look like for you compared to the house that you've actually been shopping for. If you're a buyer just starting to get into the market, this is the perfect time to do your homework. This is the perfect time to find out, okay, what is actually happening in the market? What type of homes am I looking for? What do I think I actually want? And also, once again, with the money side, what am I willing to live within the payment? Because we don't know when the interest rate is going to come down, and we don't want to worry about that as much as we want to worry about what are you paying for per month. If you're able to start looking at that number and actually live in that number, that will be able to reverse engineer where you're going to be going so that the price point doesn't really dictate to you what you want as much as the payment dictates what you want and the type of home that you're looking for, and we can make that a marriage for you. So the first thing you want to do is contact the lender, have that conversation with the lender, where you are, what you're looking to pay for, and what matters to you most. Then you get with a real estate agent and you start having that conversation of what's actually happening in the market, because there will be buyers who will drop off and get out of fatigue. So if you're a seller, the market is still in your favor. Now, while inventory is still at an all-time low, we're starting to see the actual shift happen in market changes because of the interest rates. Because buyers now are able to afford less and more homes are staying on the market longer than they were previously in the past 6 to 8 months, it's very important that your game plan out the gate allows you to have the best success within the first 10 to 14 days on the market. Sellers, the market is still in your favor. especially here in Connecticut, as we still are in a seller's market with inventory shortages still being at an all-time low. But there are some things that are going to be changing as we start to see the market shift because of the interest rates. You're definitely going to want to make sure that you're pricing the property correctly from the outset to make sure that you're getting the best pool of buyers coming to your home first. You're going to be in a twofold situation. As buyers able to afford less, there will be less multiple offers, but you want to make sure that there will be strong offers for you coming in the door. Second, and as it has been before, since COVID has kind of taken over, as it will be now, most sellers are still in the same position of, hey, once I do get my home on the market, where am I going to be moving to? So just as I spoke to the buyers, we want to make sure that we're starting at the beginning to make sure with your lender, to make sure that you know exactly what you're going to be able to afford and what type of house is out there based off what your needs are going to be once the home does get sold. Be able to get that, being able to make sure that you have your end taken care of from the beginning. Now, you still may be in a situation where you need to actually get your home sold and buy a new home, but there's gonna be a separate video that I'll talk about exactly different strategies and how we can actually make sure the home selling process isn't stressful for you, especially given the market that we've been in for the past 3 years. I've had that conversation constantly with sellers not wanting to put the house on the market because they're afraid of where they're gonna be moving to, and they're not sure what strategies they have available to them to ensure that they can actually take advantage of the market, but also not be homeless. We'll see more buyers actually get out the market and take on leases, which will continue to keep the rent rates rising. If you're looking to actually get into the market within the next 8 to 10 months, I would say even 6 months, it's best that you start now with actually looking at where your credit is at, what needs to be taken care of, so that you can give yourself the best possible position in the market to get the best interest rate at that time. Now, there is a video that I've done before that, and I'll put it up in the comment, and I actually link it in the bottom of actually getting yourself prepared credit-wise for the market. But as we continue to see what's developing in the market with the interest rates, you want to make sure ahead of time, if you're in a lease and you're thinking about making a move within the next 6, 8 to 10 months, it's actually imperative that you start the process now. Because as the market is starting to constrict with the interest rates going up, the rental rates will continue to increase because the demand will still be strong in those areas. Rental prices will actually go up as well because the market demand will still be strong in those areas. So if you're thinking about making a move within the next 6, 8 to 10 months, or even a year, you might want to start getting yourself prepared now. Start looking at where your credit is at and what you need for cash on hand to actually give yourself the best position possible when you're ready for the market to be in your favor and what you're actually getting into. I've done a previous video about getting your credit together to make sure that you're able to make a purchase. That'll actually be linked below. So I hope this was informative for you. Please comment, like, share, and I'll definitely see you in the next one.